Ms. Woods, Ms. Smoller, Ms. Coffrin, I cannot thank you enough for being here today. My name is Ashley Moody. I became the first mom of a school kid ever on Florida's cabinet when I became the Attorney General. My kid was still in school, and I debated how that was going to be a challenge. But ultimately, that challenge of balancing that and making that work became my biggest driver. And I am listening to you guys talk this morning, and I'm so grateful we have people like you willing to speak up and stay focused on this and not let up, because I am telling you, the focus of large corporations on profit, that never lets up. And that is a fight all in of itself. In fact, if you are a representative of a large tech platform or any of the associations or represent them in government affairs, could you please stand up? I just would like the chairman to note, not one person is here for this testimony to listen to a mother who lost her only child. Thank you for showing up. Let me tell you when they do show up. In 2004, because Congress has done nothing. Oh, and you know what we did get passed this last year? It was because of a mom showed up in Congress and said, you have to get this done. Melania Trump said, show up. We have to pass this. The Take It Down Act. We've got to pass it. And it did, because a mom showed up and didn't let up. You've heard from multiple people say, Congress is doing nothing. That Congress is under the thumb of big tech because of financial influence. Lindsey Graham said, how is this happening? Maybe we do something next year. In fact, he said, nothing really happens. So because Congress hasn't done anything, what have we had to do in the states? When I was the only mom on the Florida cabinet of a school-aged kid, we passed legislation in Florida. We were one of the very first states to protect kids online in 2024. We protected young kids. We got it done. We were one of the first states. Now other states have had to follow suit because what happens in Congress? Nothing really happens. And we did it. But you know where these big tech companies show up? Their lawyers, their lobbyists, their government representatives. You know where they do show up? In court to fight us when we get something done. So when we passed it in Florida and I showed up in court when they sued us to overturn the law and spent all of that money to sue when the state actually did something to stand up for their kids, we fought it. And I am proud to tell you, they showed up there to fight us. I am proud to tell you, fighting hard, staying focused, staying persistent, showing up, we just got to win. We just got to win in court. In fact, I am proud to tell you that that piece of legislation got upheld in the 11th Circuit, and I think we're going to win it. It just shows to show you you can do something. We looked at all those other states that had tried something that got blocked, and we took that into account when we passed our law, and now we're winning in court. And we're winning against those companies. And when I'm telling you what, I'm watching you, you've blended everything from being a mother. I was a former federal prosecutor. I have worked on human trafficking, constantly led the human trafficking group within our statewide Human Trafficking Council. I won't give up. And we're making progress in this fight. And now I just got appointed United States Senator, and we're going to do that here. I'd like them to show up so I can fight them in person right here in this hearing. Because that's what's got to happen. If we're going to move anything, as Lindsey Graham says, if we're going to have anything really happen, we've got to have people speaking out. Thank you, ma'am, for making it known that this is happening under our noses. Stranger danger doesn't work anymore. Don't get into the van doesn't work anymore. It's happening in our kids' bedrooms, and we need to be vocal about it and say, if they're not your friend in real life, they can't be your friend online. Let's get that message out, and I appreciate you speaking out, and I hope other kids will not be embarrassed enough to share this with their friends, and we're going to work on that. Please come to my office so we can come up with a plan. I will say, as a former federal prosecutor, having a specific crime, outlawing and providing penalties for sextortion, as a prosecutor, I know that would have been helpful. I appreciate you, Ms. Smoller. Have you seen a specific piece of legislation yet presented on outlining the elements of sextortion federally and what criminal penalty would be tied to that?
Other than proposed legislation?
Have you seen it filed, a piece of proposed legislation?
Not yet.
So we need to get that done. As a former federal prosecutor, one to another, I will pledge to you we will make that happen. We also need to see that in the states. Do you think that would be helpful in the states?
Absolutely.
To see a specific sextortion crime defined with penalties attached in the states?
We work with states all the time on these cases.
As a former Florida Attorney General, I created a cyber unit that worked specifically on these crimes. That was incredibly helpful. They could go out immediately, recover evidence, begin work on investigations. Do you think having those specialty units in each state working with federal partners would be helpful?
Absolutely. We do that all the time on these type of cases. In addition, a lot of the defendants, the perpetrators of some of these crimes are juveniles. And the states can prosecute juveniles and place juveniles. The federal government, it's much harder to do that.
Well, I have run out of time, but let me just again say thank you for not losing focus. Thank you for not losing passion on behalf of the kids of this nation. They are going to be the ones that carry this message to their peers, and we need to continue pushing this message until it seeps into their vocabulary, and this is commonplace for them to talk through these things. Thank you.